Chief, again, you know, you've sat here and you've had to answer a lot of questions from many of my colleagues, both from the Democrat side and the Republican side, and I just want to say again, what you do, what your officers do, you know, we have a tendency to say that we support, you know, our men in blue, and we do, but we also have to make sure that we protect them in terms of their health care and their pension, and understand that the work that they do on a daily basis is something that many people across the country just don't do. So it's very important that we do that. So I'm going to go into a line of questioning, and you mentioned in your testimony that the low officer morale and the public's declining confidence in law enforcement have put a strain on your organization. You did mention that. And that hiring remains a challenge in the post-pandemic environment. Can you maybe elaborate on that a little bit?
So we actually haven't had as much trouble as some other police departments around the country, but generally, when you talk to chiefs around the country, they will tell you that they don't have the interest, that when they advertise a position, they don't get the numbers of people applying, and that it gets harder and harder to recruit officers and get adequate, you know, they can't fill their academy classes, and we have the same challenges, but we have had some advantages recently in the Congress approving our pay regulations, Congress approving in our budget retention bonuses and things like that that have given us an advantage to recruiting people and keeping people that are here, keeping them here.
You know, Chief, I think one thing, and I haven't discussed this with the members of, you know, on either side, but many of us, when we're in our districts, we do ride-alongs with police officers, whether it's, you know, in the cities or sheriff's offices. You know, I do think that if we could do an outreach program with your officials, the people that you serve with, to show us exactly what you have to go through every day, I think that would help us to better understand, you know, what's going on with the safety of the Capitol. I think it would be something that I know my office would like to work with you on developing that. So let me ask you a couple other things. What are some of the most common complaints that you hear from your officers?
That they get held over on their shifts when with little to no notice. You know, they'll be working day work, and sergeant will come and say, "Oh, we're short on evenings, so you got to stay for another 4 hours or 8 hours." That's probably the primary complaint that I hear, just it being held over. The folks that are working dignitary protection, yeah. I wonder when they ever see their families, because seems like they're working constantly and away from home constantly. Mm-hmm. And again, that's part of the job, and I know they understand that. But if we had adequate staffing with the dignitary protection, we'd be able to, you know, allow people to get some days off because we'd have other folks that can substitute for them.